If you're watching this video, I suggest picking up these cards. Hey guys, Otak here, back with another Market Watch video, and today's going to be a little bit different style of a Market Watch. We're not going to just be talking about cards that are trending in the upward direction, but today we're going to be talking about cards that I really think you guys should be picking up. Even if they don't pop off, it's better safe that you invest in them now rather than down the road having to invest in them because they do pop off and they're like $30 a piece. Before we do jump into the Market Watch though, I have noticed that a great deal of you that are watching this video right now are not currently subscribed to the channel. So if you like competitive based content, market watches, and in-depth guides, consider subscribing to the channel for more, but also leave a like down below and comment the next card I should talk about in the next Market Watch. If you would, however, like to further support the channel even more, consider joining my community Discord, following me over on Twitch, or using my TCG affiliate link or my Dueling Guard affiliate link down in the description below. But with that, let's take a look at some of these cards that I would recommend picking up. All right, so the first card I want to recommend is going to be Junk Warrior QCR, or you really don't need to pick up the QCR. Like, this is probably one of those ones that we will talk about that is just kind of trending in the upward direction and might see just a little bit of a decrease because the hype is currently keeping it a whopping $40. But for those who may not understand why this is going upwards, it's the alt art of Junk Synchron that we saw in Maze of Millennia a little while back, and at the time it was like $20. Well, it's doubled in price because we have gotten confirmed information that we will be seeing a Yusei-based structure deck either later this year or the early next year. And most of it's going to probably be centered around the Junk Warrior archetype. As far as I'm aware of, there's no confirmation that it's centered around Junk Warrior. It's just Yusei based, which most of his deck is Junk Warrior related. So most likely Junk Warrior will have a play in the combo for that structure deck. And because of that, people are picking up the alt art, which does look pretty good. My buddy has had this card since its release, and it was his field center for a hot minute. I don't know what it is now, but yeah, this is very much going to be a card that if you are looking to play the structure deck whenever that comes out and whenever we find out the new cards that are coming in it, this might be something you want to pick up. Another card that is trending in the upward direction is a card that I wanted to talk about a little while back, but I was a little late to the party, and now I'm definitely late to the party. Mask of Restrict. This is a card that, because Mitsurugi has seen such massive success in the TCG with its competitive viability, trending it towards the most likely best deck in the room, Mask of Restrict is seeing a lot of play in the sideboard. For those who don't know what this does, neither player can tribute monsters. Simple as that. And sure enough, ritual summoning requires tributing monsters. So this also shuts off Node, funny enough. Ryziel Node cannot use its effect because it tributes a card. There's a lot of just other cards that kind of get shut off, like Baldrake can't use its effect to tribute a monster and banish. Like, there's a lot of really cool interactions that this stops, and we are seeing a massive spike in price across all like fronts. This card hasn't seen a reprint in a hot minute, and because of that, most of the people are not finding it in their bulk either. This is like hidden away, tucked away in the deep dark crevices of the interwebs, and yeah, it's spiking in price. Thankfully, there is plenty of listings available. The most expensive pricing is going to be either the super rare from the OTS 2 that is whopping $10, or the ultra rare from the Labyrinth of Nightmare Worldwide edition, which is $12. But if you are just looking for a common, you're still paying about $5, and you're probably gonna need 3 copies of this, and at that point you're probably paying from 3 different sellers, because who has more than one copy of this? But this is a card I would recommend picking up now, because if it continues to see possible success, then this might keep going up, and it will start seeing buyouts all across the board. So this might be something you want to pick up now. Next is going to be Amazon of the Seas. This is really just for the water players in the comment section, but water players are looking for any way to make a rank 4 water monster with a generic detach that can detach that Dragoons. They were trying with the Frostbite Giant, and that just wasn't working, or Snow Frost, or whatever it was called, Snow Dust Giant. Well, now they have found that they can instead use the rank 4 Magic-y Xyz monster, but it does require a level 4 normal monster. Well, the only level 4 sea serpent, fish-esque water normal monster is Amazon of the Seas. So they are playing that, and because of that, this card that only has 2 printings, both of which were in OTS given out packs, the Astral Pack and the Champion Pack, are both commons, seeing a whopping $3 to $4 in price, And as you can see here, not a lot of listings left. 7 from the Astral Pack and 9 from the Champion Pack. So if you're a water player and you're looking to generically detach the Dragoons, this might be something you want to pick up now before it is gone. Next is a card I talked about not that long ago, and I tried to warn you all. The super rare Salesman is up to $4. I bought this when it was 25 cents a copy. The super rare is now up to $3 to $4. The secret rare is $15 to $20 almost. I tried to tell you. Well, now listen to me. If you haven't picked this up now, pick it up now, because Salesman is just seeing success. It was in a couple of side decks for YCS Providence. It's been in sideboards for a bunch of other events in like national season. This is a card that at the very least just have in your arsenal. You might not end up liking it, you might not play it, but it's a card that I think you should have in your arsenal at the very least. Next is Mistaken Arrest. Now, not every deck can run this, mainly just the decks that don't rely on adding, because Mistaken Arrest is a 2-turn clock of Droll and Lockbird essentially. But a lot of people who can run this, mainly the Evil Twin players, are running this in the sideboard to counter decks like Mitsurugi. Now, you don't need to get the secret rare. The secret rare is about $7 to $8. The premium gold is about $2, but in my personal searching, if you're looking to buy from one seller, you're paying about $2.50 a copy. The rare is still $1, and there's still plenty of listings for these first two. There's not a lot with the secret rare. This is a card, again, I think if you don't have it already, put it in your arsenal. Not every deck can run it right now. Like Malice could get away with it. The Evil Twin deck, a lot of sideboards for Evil Twin is playing this because they don't do like any adding except for the continuous spell. Ryzeal obviously can't run this. Mitsurugi can't run it. But like if you're playing one of the decks that doesn't need to add on a consistent basis, and they're not going to need to add on the crackback, this is a card that you might want to add. So just consider this card. I think it's a pretty good card. It's just like only good in the right hands. I would recommend picking this up now while you still can. Next, we're going to be looking a little bit forward in time. We have consistently been talking about the Justice Hunters format here on the Market Watch, and I'm not stopping now. We are looking at Martial Metal Marcher. This is a card that I believe I talked about not that long ago, and I'm going to talk about it again. If you are intending on playing Yummy, this is a card you want to pick up now. It is a very just generically good card. It's the card that helps you bridge into Herald of the Arclight, which is going to be your nib protection, your Omni Negate. Just a overall very good card, and it is trending on the ultra rare up to the $2 mark, and the premium gold doesn't look very good, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. It's still 50 cents, but we are seeing this card trending in the upward direction. It's actually kind of in a bit of a slope downward at the moment, but again, this is a card you want to pick up now, because if you are planning on playing Yummy, the ultra rare is the only good looking rarity in my personal opinion. This will be the one that gets bought out first, so pick it up now while you still can. Like I said, this is a generically just good card. Still on the topic of Yummy, I didn't really want to talk about this one, but Obedian School, a lot of the OCG decks are currently playing this because it just starts the combo. I don't personally like it, but it might end up being good. But at the same time, it has been confirmed that Obedian School is going to be reprinted in Justice Hunters, so if you don't care about rarity, it's probably going to be a rare in that, maybe a super rare. If they do what they did for the crossover breakers, they might do the same thing in Justice Hunters, where some rares can be supers. But if you don't care about rarity, then just wait. But if you want that ultra rare, now might be the time to pick it up, but it is about $5. All of this will decrease when Justice Hunter does come out, but just something to keep in mind. This might be a card you want to pick up now, but I'm pretty sure they did confirm it will be reprinted in Justice Hunters, most likely as a rare. A card that is not getting reprinted as a rare in Justice Hunters, though, is going to be Sky Striker Mobilize Engage. There's two reasons I think you need to pick up this card if you haven't already. One is Sky Striker support is not confirmed, but there's a lot of murmurs in the Yu-Gi-Oh community that we will be getting the Sky Striker support that we never got from the last Battles of Legend in the next Battles of Legend that we will be getting here in like 2 weeks as of recording this, or 1 week, I don't remember. But there is still Sky Striker support that is in Master Duel that we haven't gotten here in the TCG. Camellia, I believe, is one of them. But on top of that, we have Sky Striker support confirmed later on down the line for, I believe, Duelist Alliance or the set after that. So we do have a bunch of Sky Striker support confirmed. On top of that, Yummy is seeing some play with the Sky Striker engine of 3 Engage, 1 Widow Anchor, and 1 Hornet Drones to be able to facilitate their plays because Engage or Hornet Drones is just a 1-card Yummy combo. So because of that, I would recommend picking up Sky Striker, Mobilize, Engage. Mainly if you're planning on playing Yummy, but again, there is Sky Striker support incoming, but if you're planning on playing Sky Striker, you probably already have this. The current cheapest versions are from the 2019 Tins and the Magnificent Mavens, both of which are about $1.50 to $2.50. But if you're looking to get the OG Secret Rare, you're looking to pay $7. The alt art is about $8 to $9 for the alt art from Battles of Monstrous Revenge. I like this art a lot. I would recommend trying to pick this up if you can, but you know, beggars can't be choosers, I guess. Still on the topic of Sky Striker, though, we are looking at Sky Striker Ace Kagari. This is mainly for Yummy, because, again, Yummy, they go Hornet Drones, use the token to make Kagari. Kagari get back Hornet Drones summon out another token, and then they just synchro summon because they can use Link 1s as tuners into one of the Yummies that, you know, gets you 2 Yummy cards. So it's just 1-card combo. But Sky Striker Ace Kagari, again, it's not that crazy expensive. You can get like the alt art from Duov for like $3, which I think is like the better art. But overall, like as you can see here as we're scrolling down, most of the Sky Striker cards in general are getting a lot of attention, like price increases. Even like the Azalea Temperance is getting a slight price increase because we are getting support later on down the road. And there's a possibility we get Camellia here in Battles of Legend here in like a week or two. So just something to keep in mind, maybe something that you want to pick up now before things really skyrocket, because Sky Striker is a fan favorite deck, and Konami will of course do anything in their power to make sure it's meta again. Still on the topic of Yummy, we are going to be looking at Linkspire QCR. I'm not going to be talking about K9 or Draco Tails because it's not fully confirmed where those decks are going to lie here in the TCG. I believe K9 will be an engine until Duelist Alliance when the Vanquish Soul support comes out, and then it will be its own official deck. And we've talked plenty about Vanquish Soul here on the channel on Market Watch. Nothing is changing. Those cards are skyrocketing. Disablaster is still skyrocketing and getting bought out. And then with Draco Tails, there's a lot of experimentation with the Magistus. When we get that support, there's a lot of experimentation with Branded, and there's even experimentation with Invoked. Branded's always one of those decks that like has randomly expensive cards because things aren't getting reprinted correctly. And Magistus, heavily dependent on when we get that support. Invoked, most of that's fairly cheap. So again, we're going to be focusing on Yummy. Linkspire, I think, is a card that you should pick up now in the QCR because it is still relatively cheap. We're seeing about $3. Linkspire is seeing a mild increase because Malice is, of course, playing it to protect themselves from Nibiru. That way they can hold the backup until, you know, they get Nibiru'd and then go back up, or sorry, turn the token into Linkspire, summon back up, and continue their place from there. But Linkspire will possibly see a similar use case in the Yummy deck, because if they just go Nibiru you in a very awkward scenario, you just use the token, make Linkspire, and then because you have a Link 1, you can special summon the Yummy name from your hand, and then synchro summon and keep playing the game as if nothing ever happened. So Linkspire will see very similar use case in Yummy, and because of that, I think you should pick up the QCR now, because it might see some mild buyout if Yummy proves to be as broken as we think it's going to be. Still on the topic of Yummy is Relinquished Anima QCR. The QCR, this card's not getting bought out by any means, but the QCR is up to $5-6-ish, and this is a card I would recommend picking up now while it's still relatively cheap, because it's a level 1 deck. Now, we're not seeing Relinquished Anima really in any of the use cases in the OCG, but we could see Yummy utilize this as a form of breaking a board. We haven't seen Anima really in the meta since Snake Eye format, so people are not respecting the Anima zone as much as they used to, so we could, at least in the beginning of Justice Hunter format, Yummy players could be catching people off guard by making Anima, and because they have a Link 1 on the board, they can summon a guy from the hand, synchro it away because it is a tuner, and proceed playing the game. You know, get the most important piece off the board. So I would recommend picking this up now. If you want max rarity Anima, it's still relatively cheap. Pick it up, or, you know, just have it for your arsenal. It's a very beautiful looking card. I personally have a couple of these just in case this card ever skyrockets in price. But on top of that, we are hearing some mild murmurs amongst the community that some Pearly support will be revealed here in the near future. I don't know how, you know, true that is, but there are some Pearly attributes that we just don't have yet for the Xyz monster, so who knows? And then the last card that I want to talk about today that I would highly recommend picking up is going to be Jerichin, the Cursed Thunder God. This is a very, very well designed card that has a very specific use case in very specific decks. Right now, we are seeing it in White Forest because if they get stuck with the Diabellstar on the board, they can just synchro it away with one of their level 4 tuners to make this guy. And then they have, like, some form of interaction on your opponent's turn in case, you get hand trapped too much. But on top of that, it is a time card, which is kind of good. That being said, we do have Psychic support coming out very soon. We have Punk support coming out in the Battles of Legend here in like a week or two. This is a card I would highly recommend just in case something happens where this becomes a very, very powerful card, picking up now. It is an ultimate rare from Alliance Insight, and it's not that expensive right now. It's about $3-4, and if Punk proves to be good, because it is good and currently in Master Duel because the support came out early in Master Duel, I could foresee this card going up in price just a little bit. The QCR is fairly well priced, but this could possibly skyrocket if Punk proves to be a menacing force. And that's really it for today's Market Watch. Again, I wanted to do cards that I think are relatively cheap right now that we should be picking up for future formats. The format is coming to a close here really soon, and we will be seeing a massive overhaul in the meta when Justice Hunters comes out with the Draco Tails, Yummy, and the K9 decks coming out. There's just a lot to prepare for, and you don't want to catch yourself with your pants down, not having these cards, and then next thing you know, you're paying 3-4 times more than what they're currently worth. So let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Let me know if there's some cards that maybe I should be talking about now so that we can pick them up in the future. Let's work together on this. Let's help each other out so that way we are not all caught with our pants down. But other than that, if you like competitive-based content, market watches, and in-depth guides, consider subscribing to the channel. Leave a like on this video. And don't forget to join my community Discord, follow me over on Twitch, and use my TCG affiliate link and my Dueling Guard affiliate link down in the description below. But with that, I'll see you all in the next one. See ya!